guys, thanks for clicking on this video. I would appreciate if you hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't, and please do share with your friends. Today I'm making a classic recipe from my childhood, which is tomato pie. This is like a pizza, and it's from my hometown of Utica, New York. I think this is the only place in the country that sells tomato pie from what I've researched, and it is so good. It starts with a thick crust, lots of sauce, topped off with some dried Parmesan cheese and oregano. So easy. We're talking just a few ingredients and it's great. Kids love it, adults love it. Utica is just a small town in central New York, and I left there when I was 14, and what I do remember most was the food. Best Italian food, best pizza, best subs and wings, best cannolis, and most importantly, best tomato pie. And I want to thank my brother, Paul, who had a pizza place, and he's the one that actually figured out how to make tomato pie at home. So thank you so much. To my sweet mother, who when we moved here, she would go back up to Utica for business and whatnot, and there's 6 of us kids in my family, and we would all be like, oh Mom, could you get me a tomato pie? Will you get me a tomato pie? She doesn't say no to anybody, and there she is carting, 8 tomato pies through the airport on the plane. What a saint. So anyway, I'm gonna use my stand mixer to make the dough. It's a really simple dough recipe. So if you have a stand mixer, great. If you have a bread maker, you can use a bread maker, or you can just buy prepared pizza dough. It'll work. Of course, homemade is best. Okay, so for the dough, I'm gonna use my stand mixer. Can't believe after all these years of cooking, I just got this for my birthday. I love it so much. We're gonna start with 1 cup. 1 cup of water goes in. Tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil. 2 teaspoons of organic sugar. 3 cups of flour. This is just an all-purpose bread flour that I'm using. 1 teaspoon of salt goes in. And 3 teaspoons of yeast. 2 teaspoons of yeast. I have so many bread recipes in my head that sometimes I get confused. Okay, and that's it. So we're gonna go ahead, get it locked, go to setting 2, 8 minutes. After 8 minutes, we're gonna spray this bowl with some cooking spray, put the dough in there, or put it back in, and let it rise for an hour. 8 minutes. Okay, time's up. So, pops right out of there. Gonna give it a little light spray of the cooking spray so it won't stick, and I just let it rise right in the same bowl. Gonna shape it into a ball. And pizza dough can even, you can make it a day or 2 ahead and store it in the fridge. Sometimes it gets more flavorful as it sits in the fridge, actually. Cover with some plastic wrap, and we're gonna give this an hour of rising time. It should definitely double in size, and then we'll go ahead and get it spread out, topped with the sauce, the cheese, bake it. Ooh, ooh, it's good stuff. Okay, it's time to get this tomato pie ready. So as you can see, the dough has risen so beautifully. Nice big mound there. So I have a baking sheet, which is an 11 by 17. What I like to do is I take a paper towel with butter. So it's soft butter, grab like a glob of it, okay? And rub it all around the edges where the crust is gonna be. You want it a little thicker where the crust is gonna be. Grab a little bit more, okay? Trying to get so you can see it. Okay, and not only is this going to add some fabulous flavor, but it keeps the dough in place, keeps it from kind of pulling back. Okay, so we get that greased up with some butter. Awesome. Okay, and then just take the dough out. Let's get that out of the way. I do a little bit of this, kind of dangle and stretch before I start to press it in. Get it as big as you can mid-air. Form it into a rectangle. There we go. Okay, stretch and pull. And then just using your hands, you just want to stretch it to fit the pan, okay? And the butter helps. Okay, 2 hands. This dough is so great to work with. Wow, that stretches so nice. Okay, so get it nice and even. Beautiful. All right, so you want a tomato sauce that is nice and smooth, not chunky. Believe it or not, Ragu is pretty good. I mean, I have some pretty gourmet taste buds, but I do like Ragu sauce. This is traditional. I prefer to get the organic traditional, but I haven't seen it lately, so I'm not sure if they discontinued that or what. Also, did I mention 425 degrees for the oven? I've got mine heated up. So I'm gonna pour about a 1/2 cup to 3/4 cup over the top and spread it. Now we are gonna do a double layer of sauce. This is just the first layer, which is just kind of a thin layer. Okay, and then we're gonna bake it for a little bit, pull it out and re-sauce it. It's like I said earlier, tomato pie is known for its sauciness. Put a little bit more on this first layer. All right, so 1/2 to 3/4 cup, or just eyeball it nice and even. And I have the Parmesan Romano Asiago blend because I like the blend of cheeses a little bit better than just straight Parmesan, but you can use straight Parm and it'll be great. If you want to kick it up a couple notches, get like a really gourmet brand and it'll probably be amazing. So a light dusting of the Parmesan over the sauce, okay? See how light that is? It's light. All right, looking good. So I'm gonna pop this in for 6 minutes. And then I'm gonna pull it out, re-sauce, re-cheese, oregano, and bake it again, okay? Okay, so left that in 6 minutes, and now we're gonna sauce some more. So just kind of pour it over the top like this. Okay, and like I said, you want it saucy. Saucy tomato pie is good tomato pie. And it smells like a pizzeria in here. Yum. That looks pretty darn saucy to me. And now more Parmesan goes on the top. Put a little extra, or a little more than we put last time. And actually the way they sell this in Utica, where I'm from, is at, it's at room temp. It's not sold in the refrigerator, it's just right on the counter. So I actually don't like it right out of the oven. I like it after it sits for a little bit when it's not hot. And then we just dust the top with some dry oregano. Okay, probably about 1/2 teaspoon. Don't go overboard on it, just a little light dusting. And back in the oven, I'm gonna give it 6 minutes and then see how the crust looks. You want it golden and crispy underneath, so I'll keep an eye on it. So we'll be back. Oh man, this thing looks so good and smells fantastic. So it's hot, I'm gonna let it cool. Turns out I baked it we did 6 minutes for the first round of sauce, and then we did 6 minutes for the second round of sauce. The crust was not done, so I went an additional 3 minutes. So total bake time was 15 minutes because you want the crust to be golden underneath and have a little crispiness. I don't know if you can see that at all, hopefully. So I'm gonna go get the kids from school, let this cool, cut it in pieces. Maybe I'll get to film them eating it or whatever, not really sure. I'll see what the day brings, but I just want to say thank you for watching and have a super duper day.